Allah Azza wa Jal declares in the Quran, the true masjid is a masjid that is laid on the foundation of Taqwa min Allah wa ridwan. As we find ourselves in masajid, these are the two principles to keep before us the whole time that we are in the masjid. Number one, to be conscious of Allah. Number two, to constantly strive to seek the pleasure of Allah. The masjid is a sacred space. As we are in the masjid, we will always respect the sanctity of this space that Allah, all across the world, out of all of the places in the world, this is the place that Allah declares as its house. Not as a place that houses Allah. Allah exists independent of time and space, but rather as a place where Allah hosts His servants who worship Him, so that they may become near to Him, so that they may achieve the qurb of Allah. There was a time in the Muslim community, it did not matter how practicing you were. Everyone had respect, reverence for anything that was symbolic of Islam. When the adhan was called, it doesn't matter how practicing you were. Everyone would cease to speak needlessly. When the adhan would be called, even our sisters who did not yet commit to the hijab, they would cover their heads out of respect for this thing that is symbolic of Islam. Allah says in the Quran about such great people, وَمَنْ يُعَظِّمْ شَعَائِرَ اللَّهِ, those who venerate, revere the symbols of Allah, فَإِنَّهَا مِن تَقْوَى الْقُلُوبِ, this is from the righteousness, the piety of their hearts. This is the secret of Iman, the bare minimum. If you want to anchor your Iman, keep that regard for Islam and anything symbolic of Islam. Keep that regard, that respect, that consciousness alive in your hearts. As it's becoming more and more vogue to do your nikah in the masjid space, especially this is something that we have to be wary of. And we don't just choose any masjid. Rather, it has to be a destination masjid. The architecture has to be splendid. The calligraphy of the masjid has to be dazzling. The chandelier has to be eye-catching. The masjid that we do our nikah in, not just that it's local, even if it's not local, we're going to go to a masjid that is picture-friendly, video-friendly, because as our nikah is being held there, we want that this place serves to be the best backdrop to our pictures, where the masjid is supposed to be a place of worship, that place that is designated where the 5 prayers are held in congregation. That's not the objective anymore. It has to be the appropriate backdrop to my nikah as I do it in the masjid. This has become the masjid, less than a place of worship, is treated as a place in which people are holding, is treated as a wedding hall. Allah says in the Quran, فِيهِ رِجَالٌ يُحِبُّونَ أَن يَتَطَهَّرُوا وَاللَّهُ يُحِبُّ الْمُطَهِّرِينَ. The masjid is a place that has people who love to purify themselves, and Allah loves those who purify themselves. The masjid is a place of cleansing, to cleanse ourselves spiritually from the material world. When you're in the masjid, you want to focus on Allah and Allah alone. You want to cleanse your heart. You want to cleanse your eyes. But as you're in the masjid, and as the masjid increasingly is becoming vogue to use it as a wedding hall, you can't even protect your eyes anymore. This place that is supposed to be a refuge from the material, as the nikah is ongoing, heads are uncovered, arms are bare, even necks are uncovered, where this is a place that is supposed to be a place of reverence, and non-mahrim men and women are openly chit-chatting with each other, gup-shupping, laughing with each other loudly, to the point that a person who comes to the masjid to worship Allah leaves. They genuinely walk away. They can't. Everyone is laughing really loudly, open intermingling. You can't protect your eyes anymore. It's extremely loud and you just walk out of the masjid. A person who came to the masjid for the purpose of the masjid has to leave because now the masjid is serving the purpose of a wedding hall. May Allah Azza wa Jal, for the sake of our beloved Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, save us. As we are trying to make this place attractive to the eyes, you don't want that this place loses its purpose and the objective, regard for Islamic, that respect for anything that is symbolic of Islam. Respect is everything. And if that bare minimum you lose, you've lost everything.